This is the Dollar Tree here in Nicholasville, Kentucky. This is one of the tables they have here for their Blu-rays, or DVDs, excuse me. Just kind of looking through here. I've already found a few things. So I decided to pull out the camera for you guys. Let you see it, but they're still full up here. But I found a few things I haven't seen yet. It's been pretty interesting stuff. Haven't seen that in there. Just a lot of DVD stuff though. I'll be back here in a minute. And welcome back, everybody. And we are back with another big Dollar Tree haul. This is a big DVD haul. I didn't find a lot of Blu-rays in this. I went to a town. It's fairly close to here. It's called Nicholasville, Kentucky. It's close to Lexington. It's close to this area. So they had a little Dollar Tree. I was scoping out some toys at the local Walmart that morning. So I went over. The Dollar Tree was right straight across the street. So I hit the Dollar Tree or flying and came up big. Had their big daily table. This store was unique. I'd never had seen one set up like it. It was a kind of a nice store for a change. But it had your usual daily table right when you walk in the front door. But then if you turned, like right when you walked in the door, you turned right and you walked to the very back, to the wall straight to the right. They had another table that was just set up for DVDs. It's almost like they just had it there for the DVDs. So it was really cool, and the whole table was full, and it had some stacked on it, but there wasn't very many Blu-rays in it. Just a lot of DVDs. There's a lot of I found a lot of documentaries in here. It's really cool stuff. The stuff is interesting, oddball things. For the most part, this stuff is a bunch of oddball movies, and yeah, it was pretty cool because they had the table set up, and then in one of the aisles, I guess probably the electronics aisles where they usually put, I think it was the electronic aisle, they had like on the bottom shelf, they had probably it looked like probably 100 or 200 movies down there, but that looked like kind of the old wave. They'd like taken it off from the table, what was left over, and they had put it they put it down there. But there was some new stuff in there too, but I think I actually found one of the Blu-rays I found was in there. So, if you guys see anything in here that looks like old wave stuff that I don't know about, because a lot of times I don't, just give me a holler and say, yeah, that's been a couple of waves ago. Some of this is, some of it isn't. But before we get started here, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. I would much appreciate it. Just recently went over 100. Want to make it to 200 by the end of the year. It'd be really nice. Oh, and one other announcement. The toy hunt videos and the toy haul videos, well, I will be linking them over to this channel, but I have another channel called Kentucky Fried Toy Collector. It originally started out as a subsidiary page I was going to make when I was not having a lot of response to the Low IQ channel. I started another channel thinking maybe it was just the name, and the name wasn't working right for Low IQ Media, and then Low IQ started up, and so I'd ignored that channel, so I changed it to a toy hunting page so I can have two individual pages so I can concentrate on each one individually and not mix mash both of them together. And that's what's going to be happening. If you want to check out Kentucky Fried Toy Collector, I might have said Hunter earlier, I don't know, Kentucky Fried Toy Collector, if you guys want to check that out, go over there and subscribe, and you'll get to see and hit that notification bell for notifications on my toy hunt videos. I've got a couple that I'm going to be dropping this week because I had a big hit over the weekend. I had some good finds in the G.I. Joe realm, especially Ghostbusters, stuff like that. You guys will probably enjoy it. And I'm actually going to start out tonight with some sort of toys, but these are Dollar Tree toys. And I just got a few of them. These are pretty neat. So we'll get started there. As you guys know, I like He-Man. And these, I'm not the first person. I'm definitely not the first person who's brought these. Sorry, I'm rattling the bag around here. I left the stuff in the bag. So this is, I had 36 movies in this DVD haul. So, and a few Blu-rays in there. There's, oh, I'm sorry, I had it off screen there. There's one bag. There's two bags. A two-bagger. But I'm not the first person. I can't think of the gentleman's name who's his site. He had these up one day, and I've seen those. I was like, next time in Dollar Tree, I'm gonna look for these, and I did, and I found some. And these are these Master of the Universe mini figures. This is Orko. I thought that was a really cool find. You don't see him much in there. I think I've seen him one other time. But these, yeah, these are just minifigs. There's nothing special on there. They just supposed to look like mini versions of the big toys, essentially. There's Orko. And when we get to the movies, I'm gonna burn through them. I'm not gonna read a bunch of stuff. I may read off some actors, but I'm not gonna read off a bunch of information. If you want to know about them, just comment about them below, and I'll tell you all about them either in the next video or something if you want to see them. But the next up here is Skeletor. Pretty cool. Little mini figure there. They look pretty cool. That's why I've been trying to find them, as many of them as I can. I don't know how many there actually are, so I'm not sure how many there are. Here's Merman. Pretty cool stuff right there. Man at Arms. I had to look at his name there real quick. I'm sorry. Because I always think it's Men at Arms. Because we, here in Kentucky, we have a man of war and stuff like that. So I had to make sure it wasn't Men at Arms. But it's Man at Arms. But there's a band called Men at Arms or Man at Arms. I don't know. This is Man of Arms. Minifig. Really cool. I'm not showing the back because there's nothing on the backs of these. And one last one. Last but not least, He-Man himself. I found those 5. Those are the Masters of the Universe minifigs. He-Man. For some reason, the names are not clearing out here. Maybe they will in the final version. Might just be my playback for some reason. Might be my eyes seeing the screen. There's a good possibility with that. It's probably clear to you guys. So. But, yeah, those are the Masters of the Universe minifigs. They're really cool. Check them out if you can find them. I think the word's getting around about them because the one store I didn't find them in the Nicholasville store. They were about sold out. That's why. And some of the other stores were kind of the same way. They had like 1 or 2, and the one store I bought all those in one store. So, and those were in kind of a smaller town store. So I think people are getting the word around, so they're getting bought up. Because I love to find like the women characters, like the Tila and Sorceress and maybe Evelyn, if they have them. I'm not sure if they even have them. I don't know how many of those there actually are. But there's, some that would pretty cool, like Ram Man and stuff would be a pretty cool one. But we'll get started with the movies here. Trying to decide how I want to do this. Here we go. I'm just going to grab some here and set them to the side, and then we'll put them back here as we go along. Don't want them all falling in the floor. Start off here. And this one here is, I see what Gary's talking about. If you put them in the bag, when they package them up, you notice they're laying on their side, that they could, this one feels like it has a floater inside. I'm not going to open it. It's because it wasn't a floater in the store for sure, because I don't pick them. I don't grab them. Excuse me, I'm itching. I don't grab them in the store. If they're floating in the store, I don't get them. So, but it's probably all right. This is called Mr. Untouchable, Godfather or Snitch. It's just another documentary, a crime documentary. There's the back. Magnolia Pictures. Like I'm saying, I'm gonna run through these kind of quick because I've got a bunch to go through. This is Bigger, Stronger, Faster. It says Super Size Me on steroids. Is it still cheating if everyone's doing it? I assume this is a steroid documentary. You see, it looks like Hulk Hogan here. That's why, but that looks like Stallone and some other people here on here. So it looks interesting. It's like I'm saying, I've got a bunch of documentaries in this. I love finding documentaries, and when it comes to documentaries, I don't really mind to I don't mind to get them on DVD because it's probably going to be, with excepting a few of them, it's going to be the only medium they're going to probably ever see. So I don't mind picking them up. Next one is Pimped. This is a movie here, and this is one of the movies with 2 extra movies on it. This is Pimped. This seemed interesting. I like these 3 movie combos because they're kind of, 3 for 1, so to speak. But it also contains Riot and Executive Target. I didn't show you the back, so here you go. There's Riot and Executive Target. And there's the back cover. Pretty cool. Next one is, this was just like some kind of MMA. It's HD net fights. It's like a MMA kind of thing. It's Fedor Returns. Yorinoka from Japan. This is a whole matchup here. It's 8 fights, 3 hours. Okay. Michael Russo, Roman Zentov. Okay, I'm not going to read all these because they're a bunch of foreign names. But there's the matchups. Excuse me, let me get that. There we go. There's the matchups for you. Here's the cover. I didn't even show you the cover. I'm slacking tonight, boys and girls. I'm slacking. So I thought that was a cool little find. Actually, something I might actually watch. I know, even if it's old, somebody'd be like, I've seen it 100 times. No, I haven't. This is called The Death Star. This is another documentary. It's called Unlock the Secrets of How the First Stars Were Born. This looks really cool. This is right up my alley. I love this stuff. I love astronomy. I've actually got a really nice telescope that I got one that tracks and does all that stuff, but I haven't had it out in a couple of years. The lighting situation around here has got terrible. The cities got bigger and the stars have got dimmer. When my parents first moved out here in the late 90s, which I was still in high school, so I lived here too briefly. You could see the Milky Way on a good clear night. You could see the Milky Way quite clearly. It was pretty breathtaking out here. None of that anymore. I'll reload here. Next one here. See, I've got another floater the same freaking way. This is called Silent War: Battles Beneath the Sea. This is a BBC. Looks like a documentary about submarine warfare. There's the back for you. BBC DVD. Floaters. I'm going to have to find it. I've been getting too much stuff. I can't watch all this stuff. I'm starting to be the person I don't want to be. Person that owns a lot of stuff and don't watch. I like watching this stuff, and some of this stuff I really want to watch, because especially these. Now this right here is called the Raconteurs Live. The Raconteurs is Jack White's band. If you're familiar with the White Stripes, the Raconteurs is like a side project of his, another band. I always liked them a little better than the White Stripes because they're like a full band and they're really good. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of them. This is the Raconteurs live in Les Montreux, 2008. I thought that was an interesting find. Clear case. Looks like a pretty good set here. Solar of the Lonely is a really good song of theirs. They got a lot of stuff. They did I'm trying to think of the song that they did with, what's his name? He's a country music guy. They did a song with him. They covered one of his songs, and it was really good. Or he covered their song. I can't remember how it went exactly. I'll think of it here in a minute. The next movie here, this is a it's called Epicenter. Destruction is endless. It says it's got 7 bonus movies. Includes 7 bonus movies. I didn't pay attention to that before. I'll read them off because they're really small. There's Epicenter. I like, for some reason, I like natural disaster movies, and I bet this is really a gem right here. I bet this is a real gem. These are, rainy day kind of movies. Something you don't want to watch, something serious. But the other movies is called Slipstream, To Survive, The Chain Reaction, Militia, The Day the Sky Exploded, Escape from Alaska, Fire from Below. I would read, if you guys want to know a little more about these, just let me know and I'll tell you about them on another video or in the description below if you want to write something. This one's called Welcome to Sweden. Welcome to Sweden. Welcome to Sweden. The complete first season. I have no idea what this show is. I don't know anything about it. Let's see. It's called E1. It must be British, I would imagine. Be on E1, but this was Welcome to Sweden. I'm not sure. It says produced by Amy Poehler, so maybe not. I don't know if it's British or not. I'm not sure. I've never heard of this, believe it or not. I like TV comedies and stuff like this. And is that Amy Poehler? Is that actually her in there? Okay, that's odd. That's her on the back. She must make a cameo appearance. So, we'll see. That's definitely an interesting fun. Next one is My Dead Boyfriend. This will just seem interesting. This is Heather Graham. What year was this from? I'm trying not to do this too much, but I just want to know what year this is from. She looks kind of young in this. It says 2014. She looks young, though. That picture. If anybody's heard about this, let me know. It looks interesting. I might have to check it out. Heather Graham's who I was trying to figure out the other day. She was in another movie I was telling you guys about. But I don't know why I forgot her name. Should never forget a girl's name who gets naked on screen. But there's plenty I've seen that I forgot their names. This is one last thing. Somebody else said, well, this is why I bought... You'll see why I bought this movie. And I'm kind of the same way. I don't know much about it. I know Cynthia Nixon and Michael Egarano. I don't know how you pronounce his name, but you'll probably recognize him. And some other people will probably recognize this, but recognize him. A lot of fun. Now this next movie is really just bizarre looking. It's called A Braveheart, the Velasquez. The Lizzie Velasquez story. Velasquez. I kept wanting to pronounce it cute. The Lizzie Velasquez. I'm getting tongue tied. Excuse me. Velasquez. And this is, you can see by that title up there, The World's Ugliest Woman. Kill it with fire, do everyone's favor, just kill yourself. Yeah, so I mean, interesting documentary. Yeah. We're about to end of that bag one. I'm flying through these. Next one's called Private Peaceful. This is one I'm glad I found. This is a BBC movie. And I assume it's like a World War I or II. It looks like World War I movie. Looks like British made. It's BBC, probably BBC TV made. The reason why I was glad I found this because I found a copy of it early on in searching, and it was hanger. You know, it was floater. It was floating, and I thought, oh crap, because I didn't want to buy it. I really wanted it just because of the content, and it you know, I don't. It almost looks like a documentary. No, it says from the cinematic effort, so I'm not sure if it's a documentary or a movie. It looks like a documentary on the back. You seen the back, the picture, so it's like documentary footage. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. You can Valerian Borachik. I don't know how you pronounce his name exactly because I can't figure out all the. Valerian. It's probably Valerian Boro. Borochevsky. No, I have no idea how you pronounce that at the end. I apologize for anybody that knows this movie. This is an Olive movie. That's why I picked this up. I've seen this before. I hope I don't have this. I don't after looking. I hope I haven't bought this before, but I don't think so. This is a documentary about this guy. No, actually, no. I take that back. This has got a bunch of. This is like a collection. I know I bought this. This is a collection of short movies. I guess this guy made. Yeah, the short films collection of Borchetsky. Yeah. So that's not how you pronounce his name. I don't know. Borchak. I don't know. That's Russian. Or, excuse me, it's Eastern European. I don't want to label somebody like that, but I don't know their origin. Next one is called My Brothers. I don't know much about this one. It's another Olive film I found. It just looked kind of interesting with the cover. Clear cover, clear case as well, which I love. But Olive as well, so it's probably an interesting movie at least. I'm sorry I'm not reading about them because I've got too many to go through for you guys. And it's called My Brothers. Paul Frazier is the filmmaker on that one. All right, we're in bag 2. Moving right along here. This next one is called Great World of Sound. It's a documentary as well. I don't know much about it here. It says the best American film in 2007. Seems interesting. A documentary about, I don't know. They make you a star for the right price. So I'm not sure exactly what it entails about the music industry, but it's probably about the music industry or something crazy about it. So this is very much up my alley. That's why I picked that up. That was a really cool find. The next one is Enron, the smartest guys in the room. This is, I'm pretty sure this is the movie. Yeah, this is the movie dramatization of this. This is a Enron movie. I think I've seen this before. A lot of special features here too. Pretty cool. Pretty cool to find. I can't remember if I had this or not. I may have this. If I have a double copy of it, I'll if somebody wants it, I'll send it to them cheaply. But this is Superman and Friends. I might have this already. I went ahead and picked it for $1. Sometimes you don't, you just go ahead and pick stuff back up again if you can't remember. I can't remember if this is one that may have been a floater and I didn't want to pick it up before, or I haven't looked through my stuff yet. This is Superman and Friends. Self-explanatory. The next one is called Place at the Table. This is One Nation Underfed. Okay, I assume this is it's probably a bunch of crap, but One Nation Underfed. This is Place at the Table. Documentary. Have Jeff Bridges on the back here. So, who knows? The next one is called Elite Squad. This is a movie. The Enemy Within. I told you I got a bunch of documentaries in this. I told you. So, I mean, but this is not. This is an actual movie here. This looks kind of interesting. It's called Elite Squad. Enemy Within. There's your back. Pretty cool. Next one is The Brink. Years back's action film, it says. It kind of looks like a Korean movie, or I'm not sure. I haven't looked at it much yet. Some of these I don't look at all the time, so, and see what's going on with them, so we'll see. Next one is a Auburn. It's called Roll Tide, War Eagle. I guess it's a one of those ESPN films. I guess a documentary about the Alabama versus University of Alabama versus some of my friends I work with are going to kill me. Auburn? Excuse me. I went blank there for a second, but Auburn, SEC, duh, Kentucky, SEC. You know, but and I work with some of these guys who are Auburn, and it's kind of weird. You have people in the same state, literally Auburn and Alabama's really not that far from each other either. You know, it's kind of like Duke versus North Carolina. You know, it's same state, really close together, but this huge rivalry in football. So, and this is what this is about. So it might be a fun little documentary to watch. Yeah, when you're a Kentucky fan, Kentucky's done. They're pretty good these days in football. They've got much better, but for many years they were basically considered the doorstep, you know, the doormat in the SEC. So, you know, you had to, if you wanted to pull for the SEC, you had to pull for like Alabama or somebody like that. So I always liked watching Alabama. I become less of a fan after I met some of the fans and just how they are. You know, they try to be too humble sometimes. And I'd be like, just, you know, the reason why it kind of got on my nerves, they're too humble about, like, they're like, oh, we might lose this game. You know, to be playing Pea Ridge University, some freaking high school team or something. The first game of the season, they'll be playing, oh, we could lose it. No, you're going to stomp the ass of everybody in the SEC this year. And you know, they'll be like, just own up to just being badass. I'd rather you be honest and just be like, well, we're fucking badass. Excuse me, we're badass, instead of being like trying to be like. I mean, I guess that's trying to be polite. I guess that's Southern politeness, but I'd rather you just be honest and be like, no, we're gonna kick everybody's ass, and I'd be like, yeah, you are, and I agree with you. This is the Norman Lear documentary here. Norman Lear was a journalist, writer, and journalist. Norman Lear, I'll just tell you a little quick story. I think I might be wrong about this. I'd have to look up the actual proof of it, the actual information. But Norman Lear I don't know if he was actually there, but if you guys have watched Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, or read the book Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, he talks about in the book that he talks about, but he don't talk about Norman in the name. He don't call him Norman. Nobody's really called by their actual names. But in the movie, I think it's more put in the movie more than it is in the book. But in the movie, in the scene where they're at the Mint, they're not the Mint Hotel, but they're at the motorcycle race out in the desert. That's the Mint 500 or whatever, Mint 5,000, Mint 1,000 or whatever, but that's the race. When they're at the race and he's in the bar area where he comes in from the real dusty area, and goes up to the bar and he talks to somebody. And I can't remember that actor's name, but there's an actor from the 80s TV show there that he's playing another journalist there, and he's talking to him, and he's kind of mumbling to him, and he tells him something there, and That's supposed to be Norman Lear, I think. It's supposed to be like a character of Norman Lear. He's supposed. I don't know if he's actually covered that event, but that's who it's supposed to be. I think that's who. I think that's who it's supposed to be. But the next one is a movie called. This is a Dean Cain movie called Prolonged Exposure. Look kind of cheesy. Dean Cain, though, I kind of support his work a little bit. Try to. The back looks a lot better than the front. That front pose is kind of. That's not horrible, I guess, but not a bad cover, looking cover. Might be interesting. And if you guys don't like that I went through these really fast without reading them to you, just let me know in the comments. I won't do it again. I'll just have to break these up into smaller segments. I just don't want to make a 2-hour video sitting here reading stuff. If this is already going to be, it'll already be probably 35 minutes long or 40. The next one is called Game Makers. I don't know. It just looked interesting. I don't know much about it. It just looked like an intriguing movie. This is Who the heck is this? Momentum? I have no idea, but it just something looked interesting about it. I don't know. The back of it is like an intriguing movie. That's cool. It's a white case too. I didn't even pay attention to that before. Pretty neat. Next movie is called 6 Reasons Why. Did it draw first? Ask later. This is just looks like a Western. Newer Western. It might be interesting. There we go. I had it under this. Pretty cool looking cover there. Okay, this is called Sunshine Superman. If there are mountains, let's climb them. If there is buildings, let's jump off them. Oh, wow, this is probably cool. This is about base jumping. That's what this is about. This is a documentary about base jumping. This looks really cool. I'm scared to death of heights, but I'm kind of a rubbernecker when it comes to wanting to watch people do urban exploring and do urban climbing. If you ever watch those videos where those guys go like to, Hong Kong or some of the Chinese cities that are they've had these gigantic skyscrapers being built and climb to the top of these being built, and then there's one guy that climbed on top of he climbed up the construction crane that was on top of one of these buildings, and it was just insane. It's illegal, highly illegal, but people do it, and I'm not jealous because I'm scared of heights like I am, but I'm impressed and very envious of people who are not afraid of heights. People who can climb like these communication towers and things like that, and who do work like that. They'll climb these ones, like your cell phone towers out there, these big tall ones. Those ones they'll be on top of a mountain, and then they're another 300 foot in the air. People who climb those and work on the top of those and have no problem. I mean, and when you understand when you're on top of an object like that, most people know things like that move. They sway around. They're made to move. They have to move. That's why they have guide wires on them so they don't fall over from the wind. But they're made to move. So when you're up there, they're moving with you. So and that one of those, they're not probably, but the max width, what my arms are doing, at the top of some of them. So I mean, they're really moving. Next one's called Pioneer. This just looks like an interesting movie. I don't know. I say that a lot. Who knows? Like a deep sea type of movie, adventure movie. What did it say? From the director of Insomnia and the producers of Headhunters. Okay. As far as conspiracy thrillers go, Pioneer is paranoid as they come. Wow, that definitely right up my alley. Be pretty cool. Next one is called Birdmen. I just like the cast on this. It's Tom Carinal, Mark Rendell, Graham Greene, and Fred Willard. Fred Willard really caught my eye on this one. Try to get that in focus there for you. There we go. There it went. It focused. It just jumps out of focus with these when I hit it up close there. It just looked like an interesting movie. looks pretty funny. I've never heard of it and seen it. It's just weird. I mean, that's the case for so many movies. There's been so many movies made like that. Next one is called 979. This is it's another ESPN 30 for 30 movie. This is speed track racing, or not speed track racing, but Olympic bicathlons and decathlons and triathlons and triathlons, blah, blah, blah. No. But yeah, that's what this is about. It's about running. It's about running fast. Running fast, running fast. Running very fast. So it's pretty cool. I like the 30 for 30s myself. We'll get into the last, let's see here. Yeah, we got one more DVD and then we'll end with the Blu-rays. Last one's called Clayton Powell. It says it was Academy Award nominee. I don't know anything about this. It's a civil rights leader from the 30s, 40s, and 50s. Seems interesting. It's a documentary, so it might be fun. Let me flip it back over. I noticed it was when I stopped. There we go. I didn't let it get the glare off of it. There you go. Clayton Powell. And like I said, we'll finish up with the Blu-rays. I just had 3 Blu-rays in this. Believe it or not, 3 Blu-rays. The first one's called We the Party. It just said this one here is from the director of New Jack City, but it said something about this. So it's House Party meets the Breakfast Club. So that intrigued me. That's why I bought it. Who knows? It got a good ranking down the bottom. I don't know from who, but it got a good. Seemed interesting. Next one's called That's My Man. This is an older movie. I don't know much about it. Frank Borage. He sounds familiar, but the movie and the actors don't necessarily. Don Amouche and Catherine McLeod sounds familiar, but she does, but he does not. It's probably Don Amesh. That's probably how you pronounce his name, actually. Don Amesh. Catherine McLeod, I guess. McLeod or McLeod, however you want to pronounce it. Here's the back of it. It's something to do with horse racing, apparently. They look interesting. I like the old ones, so I had to pick that up. On Blu-ray, too. You usually see that one that's usually all day in DVD. The last one's called Power Kids. It just seen... It says Die Hard with Kick-Ass Kids. Power Kids. It's an Asian movie here. Magnet Films. Side. But that there is the DVD and Blu-ray haul for this week. Well, this is DVD, my latest DVD and Blu-ray haul. I have probably have another Dollar General coming up maybe at the end of the week sometime. I've already picked it up, but it's just how these videos have to come like that. Can't run them too many together. I don't know. I just don't want to burn you guys out on video. So, yeah, what do you guys think about this haul? It's I know it's DVDs, but it was so many documentaries. I didn't mind to pick them up like that because DVD documentaries are fine, and all the other stuff was kind of interesting too. It wasn't something that were necessarily There's some things I find in Dollar Tree that I'm like, man, I'm gonna skip on that because I guarantee it's on Blu-ray, and I'd rather have this type of movie on Blu-ray, like an action movie or something. But some of those movies were like, it don't really matter if it's on Blu-ray or not. I'm picking it up anyway. Some of them were action, but I'm like, this is probably the best it'll ever get for this movie. And sometimes those DVD transfers aren't bad, even with the compression issues and everything. But make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and like and all that stuff, and hit that notification bell so you can be up on all my new videos. So I appreciate you guys watching today, and I will see you guys the next time.